Ever felt like history class was just history? Prepare for a wild ride. We're about to prove that the past wasn't just dusty textbooks. It was a chaotic, hilarious, and surprisingly influencer-driven mess. Upbeat, slightly chaotic music plays. The scene is a typical, slightly dingy classroom. Papers are strewn, and a clock ticks agonizingly slowly. A student, Chloe, slumps dramatically at her desk, looking utterly defeated by the concept of learning. Teacher, a stern, no-nonsense type, adjusting her glasses. And that class concludes our riveting journey through the American Revolution. Any burning questions before we move on to the existential dread of the industrial age? Chloe, muttering under her breath, loud enough to be heard, "Yeah, when does history class finally end? Is there a post-credits scene for this misery?" Chloe lets out a theatrical, earth-shattering yawn. Her head thunks onto the desk. Suddenly, the screen flickers violently, like a bad Wi-Fi connection. A strange, shimmering portal opens beneath Chloe's desk. With a cartoonish poof, she vanishes, leaving behind only a faint smell of stale pizza and existential ennui. Chloe blinks, disoriented. She's no longer in her drab classroom. Instead, she's standing in a grand, ornate hall. Sunlight streams through tall windows. Before her, a large wooden table is surrounded by men in powdered wigs and fancy coats. They are the founding fathers, but they're not debating. They're holding quills like they're the hottest new mic drops. Thomas Jefferson, striking a pose, quill held aloft like a conductor's baton. Gentlemen, the Liberty Shuffle clearly goes to the left first. It's all about the subtle hip sway, people. John Adams, scoffing, adjusting his own wig dramatically. Nonsense, Jefferson. You're missing the core essence. It's all about the shoulder pop. The people demand a powerful, undeniable shoulder pop. Benjamin Franklin, winking directly at an invisible camera, holding his quill like a selfie stick. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you think I should lead the next viral dance trend. My kite glide is about to break the internet. Chloe, her jaw practically on the floor, utterly bewildered. Wait, aren't you guys supposed to be, declaring independence? Like, from a whole country? Not choreographing a historical TikTok? Jefferson, scribbling furiously on a parchment, not looking up. We hold these moves to be self-evident, that all men are born inherently vibey, and that they are endowed by their creator with certain unalienable rights, including life, liberty, and the pursuit of the perfect beat drop. Adams, nodding sagely. Indeed, our freedom depends on our ability to go viral. How else will the world know we're serious? Franklin, pouting, and where's the brand deal for this? I was promised a sponsorship from a colonial wig company. Chloe, muttering to herself, pinching the bridge of her nose, this is not in the textbook, not even in the footnotes. Chloe blinks again, the grand hall dissolving into a dusty, sun-baked landscape. She's now standing before the colossal walls of Troy. Soldiers, looking surprisingly well-groomed, are lined up. It looks less like a battlefield and more like a reality TV competition set, complete with dramatic lighting. Achilles, standing in front of a makeshift green screen, speaking into a tiny microphone pinned to his toga, a dramatic confessional playing out. Honestly, Hector copied my skincare routine. Like, exactly. That's the real war here, people. The intellectual property theft is just galling. Suddenly, a massive wooden horse, looking suspiciously like a giant branded delivery box, rolls up to the city gates. Instead of grim-faced soldiers, a horde of overly enthusiastic influencers, clutching ring lights and vlogging cameras, burst out, yelling at the top of their lungs. Influencers, in unison, voices echoing. "What's up, guys? Don't forget to smash that like button and hit the notification bell before we conquer your city. We're doing a live unboxing of the Trojan horse. Link in bio for exclusive merch. Chloe, facepalming so hard it makes a faint thwack sound. This is literally the worst collab ever. Who approved this marketing strategy? Hector, peeking over the city walls, looking annoyed. Seriously? Another unboxing video? Can't you just, fight? My engagement is dropping because of all this sponsored content. Achilles, shouting back, "It's called synergy, Hector. You wouldn't understand. You're still using dial-up for your war strategies." Chloe, shaking her head. "I thought this was about Helen. Turns out it's about brand visibility." Another blink, and Chloe is transported to a bustling medieval tournament ground. Banners flutter, trumpets blare, and the air smells faintly of horse and stale popcorn. Knights are charging at each other, but their lances aren't sharp. They're giant, brightly colored pool noodles. King Arthur, sitting on a ridiculously oversized throne, holding a golden microphone, his voice booming through surprisingly clear loudspeakers. Hear ye, whosoever winneth this noble joust shall be granted unlimited Wi-Fi access throughout the entire castle, and a lifetime supply of artisanal mead. Knight number 1, charging forward, his voice muffled by his helmet, but still enthusiastic. For faster download speeds, my streaming queue is backed up. Knight number 2, blocking with his pool noodle, a determined glint in his eye. Buffer this, peasant. My ping is lower than yours. Chloe, ducking instinctively as a brightly colored pool noodle whizzes past her head, narrowly missing her nose. Pretty sure this wasn't in the history book, or any book, for that matter. Is this what they meant by the Dark Ages? Sir Lancelot, pausing mid-charge to check his phone, which is somehow glowing in his gauntlet. Ugh, still no signal. This castle's dead zones are legendary. How am I supposed to post my victory selfie? A squire, running alongside a knight holding up a portable charger. My lord, your battery is at 5%. You must conserve power for the final charge. Chloe, eyes wide. So, the Holy Grail was just a really good router, wasn't it? The medieval scene dissolves into the stark, silent vacuum of space. Chloe pops up on the moon, the Earth a beautiful blue marble in the distance. Neil Armstrong is just stepping out of the lunar module, but he's not delivering his famous line. He's holding a can of soda. Neil Armstrong taking a dramatic sip, then turning to the camera with a practiced smile. That's one small step for man, one giant sponsored ad for Pepsi. Refreshment, even in zero gravity. Buzz Aldrin is right behind him, not planting a flag, but holding a professional-grade camera, live streaming the entire event. A glowing chat overlay appears on the screen. Buzz Aldrin, to the camera, voice slightly distorted by his helmet, but full of energy. Smash follow, chat. We're live from the moon. Gravity's a hoax. Prove me wrong in the comments. And don't forget to send those super chats. Twitch chat, overlay on screen, scrolling rapidly. L+ ratio, pulse Earth is flat. Show us the rover unboxing. Where's the alien reveal? Is that Pepsi Max or regular? Important question. Chloe, looking at the American flag, which now has a prominent soda logo on it. So, this is how the moon landing conspiracy started. It wasn't aliens, it was just product placement. Armstrong, whispering to Buzz, "Did we hit the engagement target? My agent said we need at least 1 million views for the bonus." Buzz, checking his camera screen, "Almost there. Just need a few more moonwalk challenges from the viewers." Chloe, shivering despite the vacuum. "I need to go back to my boring history class. At least there, the only conspiracy was whether the teacher actually read our essays." Chloe is suddenly in the roaring, vibrant Colosseum. The crowd is immense, But instead of bloodthirsty cheers, there's a strange mix of applause and camera clicks. Gladiators are making WWE-style entrances, complete with theme music, pyrotechnics, and dramatic fog machines. Emperor Nero, lounging on a velvet-draped throne, holding a golden tablet, his voice amplified by unseen speakers. Citizens of Rome, are you not entertained? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Smash that like button to decide their fate. And don't forget to vote for your favorite gladiator in the poll. Gladiators pose for selfies mid-battle, their swords clashing for dramatic effect. One burly gladiator, mid-swing, stops abruptly to check his phone, which is somehow embedded in his shield. Gladiator Maximus, squinting at his screen, adjusting his helmet. Wait, does my armor look shiny enough for Instagram stories? I need that golden hour glow for my brand. Chloe, her head spinning, a dawning horror in her eyes. I think I just invented social media, and I hate it. This isn't history, it's just a really violent talent show. Another gladiator, flexing for the crowd, then whispering to his opponent, Dude, can you let me win this round? My sponsor needs me to hit 10,000 followers by sundown. I'll give you a shout-out. Emperor, clapping his hands. And now, for our next segment, Gladiators Got Talent. Who can sing the best ode to Caesar? Chloe, clutching her head. I need a timeout, or a time travel out. With a final dizzying whoosh, Chloe zaps back to her classroom. She's slumped at her desk, looking utterly frazzled, her hair a mess, and a faint smell of ancient dust clinging to her. The teacher is still standing at the front, looking exactly as she did before. Teacher, blissfully unaware of Chloe's epic journey, tapping her pen on the desk. Pop quiz, Chloe. What did you learn from history today? Chloe, slowly lifting her head, her eyes wide and distant, a profound realization dawning on her face. That everyone was just chasing clout, from the founding fathers to the gladiators. It was all about the likes, the views, and the sponsorships. The class erupts in laughter, thinking Chloe is making a joke. The teacher sighs, shaking her head, clearly thinking Chloe has lost her mind. Teacher, very funny, Chloe. Perhaps you should pay more attention in class. Chloe, muttering to herself, a knowing smirk playing on her lips. Oh, I paid attention, more than you'll ever know. Dar upbeat, quirky music begins. A rapid-fire montage of funny bloopers plays. Jefferson attempting a dab and falling over. Achilles accidentally spilling his skincare lotion. The astronaut dropping the Pepsi can in zero gravity and it floating away. A knight's pool noodle deflating mid-joust. A gladiator trying to take a selfie but dropping his phone. Narrator Suyu. Voiceover, energetic, and slightly mischievous. History class may be over, but the sequel is still streaming. From ancient Rome to the moon, it turns out the past was just as wild, weird, and influencer-obsessed as the present. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment before you time travel again. Who knows where you'll end up next? Probably a sponsored post from the dinosaurs.